alignment issues. Let's see, inspect, we have a top nav, and then inside one line is left nav, another one is a right nav. So this would be a perfect opportunity to use Flexbox. Let's go to Visual Studio Code. I have it open here, and right here on the top nav, I will write display, and then flex, and then justify content, space between, because I want those left and right boxes to be spaced out to the edges of a screen, and then I will just add align items to center. This is for vertical alignment. So Control save, and let's see. Okay, so now that works. Let's inspect one more time. So we have a top nav with our display flex, which puts both divs, this left and right, in the same level, same line. And then these two properties are adding additional styling. So let me check this out so you can see how it works real time. So if I add Flexbox, first thing that Flexbox will do is it will just add both these navs on the same line. You can see it here when I hover over this element, how they're next to each other. And then it adds this margin in purple to the right for the rest of the space that's not filled. And you can see these elements are taking just enough space as they need to display next to each other. Then the next property, justify content, and we have space between, adds this margin, this leftover space between these items. So one goes in the left, another one goes to the right. And then align items just centers everything together horizontally. Let's move on to the footer. So what would we have here? Okay, so we have similar situation, footer left and footer right. So solution will be the same. And now here we have a little bit more complexity because we have an unordered list, and we have some images and a text inside. So we will have to change HTML just a little bit to make this aligned. So let's do that. So first things, footer, let's add same styles. So display flex, justify content, space between, and align content or align items center. Save. And let's go see. Okay, so we have now the same alignment. Things display just a little bit. So let's do one more thing here with our footer, with our parent component. Let's add some padding around, because it seems like these list items are now larger than the footer itself. So in this scenario, the best way to add some spacing is just to add padding. So you see how here there is a height. So let's delete height. We can leave width. Width of auto would mean it will just be as wide as the content inside. So we can even change this one to 100% just to make sure it's, since this is a parent container, it's wide as screen. And here for, we can ignore the height for now. We can let element inside determine the height of the footer. So we will just add some padding. I will add it in two values. So the first 32 pixels will be top to bottom, and then left to right, I will put 0. I don't want any. So let's see how this looks. Okay, so we have some padding going on between, and now it looks pretty good. The next step would be to fix these items here. So this is the part where we will need to change our HTML. So right in here, I will start with an A tag. I'll just put this as a placeholder without any links. I can make a different video on how to add links for different purposes. So if you want to, open your email automatically, or call from your directly from the link, but the main principle is the same. You would use an href and then a different link inside. Okay, so I've wrote a couple more tags inside here, and I broke it down so it's a little bit easier to read. So what I've added are these hrefs that you would use as a link to send the user wherever you want them to go. And then inside, I just add this addition, span over the content. Again, as in the previous video, adding span to your text will give you a little bit more flexibility if you need it to add additional styles and separate image from the text, and it will be clearer to follow what's going on in the CSS. So let's see what we have right now. We have, okay, so now this got blue because I had added a link in there, and they're already fairly aligned. So let's see what can we do to just push them in the middle a little bit. So let's right click and let's see what's going on. When we hover, we see that now they are sitting on the bottom of UL is nicely centered. And now the only thing that we actually need to center are list items within this unordered list. Oh, I'm lying. And then inside of the list item, we want this, actually inside of href, we want both href and the text. It looks like images are already centered, but we can center each one of the elements. So we need to center li inside of its parent, and then we need to center these additional children elements vertically. So this should be easy. First thing we need to find is our UL. So we have a footer inside here. This is the new styles. And now we have footer left UL. Cool. So the some of the code is already there. Using block is fine, but we will still update this with the flex, because flex gives us those additional properties, and it makes it a little bit easier to align the elements. So the next thing we said was LIs. I will just copy footer left, and I will write li, and I will add the same thing, display flex, to this. And I also want that for the link, so I'll just copy this whole thing and paste and just changed li with a. And then we also want that align items property, and we want to vertically center these items. So let me copy and paste. Okay, save. Let's see what we have. So we added Flexbox to the whole list. That will make everything aligned on the parent level. Then every list item has flex property on it, plus vertical alignment to the center, and the same with these link elements. So let's go check out what we have. And besides the text, that looks pretty decent. We need some spacing on an icon, and we probably need to change the color so it doesn't clash with the background. So let's inspect quickly here. So this is just an image. So if we go back to here, so this would be a footer left image. So footer left image, and then maybe padding right, maybe 16 pixels. And then for the link, just for now, I will change its color to white so we can see it a little bit better. And that's it. That looks pretty good.